Welcome to all you Pisceans. This is your monthly horoscope for December of 2021 with two important things that are going on in the heavens. First of all, the eclipse in Sagittarius and then the Venus retrograde. Let's start with the eclipse because it's the last one from this year. I've been talking a lot about these eclipses in Gemini versus Sagittarius. And now on the 4th of December, there's going to be one at 12 degrees of Sagittarius, the sun and the moon together in the south node. So if you have planets around 12 degrees of Pisces, you will feel it the most. As I said, it's not new energy. This is a wrapping up of energy. And Sagittarius is for you the top of your chart. And as this eclipse is another emphasis for the last time, you could say, or an opportunity of some sort of a letting go. This for the Pisceans is definitely, if you are a Piscean and you're saying, oh, my work or the changes when it comes to my status as well. I haven't been able to do that. Now you have an opportunity again. So to change jobs, to shift your social status, whether that is from divorced to married again, or from single to not single, or from having no kids to having kids. You know, there's a shift, or there's a letting go of an old you, basically, because the midheaven is in my point of view some sort of a second ascendant, so how you want to be seen by others. So there's definitely a new you emerging, and it's cyclic. It's meant to be, basically. And hopefully as well you have felt that when it comes to throughout the year, I mean, that your destiny lies more towards your emotional well-being, but also maybe literally a home, a new home, or a modification of it, or an improvement of some sorts. So that is all behind the scenes, not behind the scenes, but has all happened throughout the year. And you could say like this last wrapping up, because next year they're going to be other, the shift of the nodes into another sign. So this is definitely a wrapping up for you. Now, the other thing that is going on is the Venus retrograde, and it is in Capricorn. Now, Pisces and Capricorn, that goes well with each other. So you should be enjoying this a little bit more than other signs. Although enjoying, I'm not so quite sure, because at least not finding it that challenging than maybe some other signs that are going through it, like the cardinal signs, for sure. But you're not a cardinal sign, and this Venus is happening in a very enjoyable house. It's in the 11th house of friends, associations, your hopes, your wishes for the future. It's a very future oriented house. Now, normally when Venus goes there, and as I said, it's already in there as I speak now. So when you're watching this video, it's going to be there, definitely from November time up until like March of 2022. You see, it's a long time that Venus is going to be there. Normally Venus is there for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And when that transits your 11th house every single year, it always shows that this is a bit more of a social time, an enjoyable. Venus is what we love, what we have affection for. And in the 11th house is definitely the house of friends, the house of like-minded people, the house of associations, group activities, and so on. So this is all very much stimulated. If you have your own business, for instance, Venus through the 11th house is very good for earning a little bit more money, or a lot more money. In your case, there's a possibility for a lot. Bear that in mind, with Pluto there. But it's a financial house if you have your own business. It's the second house from the 10th. So that means that there can be and certainly whilst it's gonna go retrograde, so there's even a bigger chance to improve that. So definitely enjoyable. But the thing is that it's going retrograde, and retrograde simply means some sort of an intensity, things that become a little bit more possible to reassess them, to kind of look at it from another perspective. And so Venus goes retrograde around the 20th of the month of December, and then it goes direct next year. Again, I'll talk about that more next year. But you will see the rewards of it around the end of February and beginning of March. So that means that there's a whole shift going on with all those areas of life that I was talking about. So again, friends, there could be friends coming, going, reappearing at the surface, strengthening, your perspective changing, right? For better or for worse, it's truthfulness that comes out for sure. And that's the following of this retrograde. It's not just a Venus retrograde, it's a very, very Plutonic Venus retrograde. And that means because Pluto is involved. So whenever in an aspect that is going to be very strong with the retrograde, it kind of dictates the flavor. And this is a Plutonian transit for sure, because Venus is going to touch Pluto 3 times. Already one time, the 11th to 12th of December, and also around Christmas. And but bottom line is, normally Venus with Pluto, that's like 2 days in a year, and now it's the whole month of December. So more than like 30 days, we're gonna have Venus-Jupiter conjunction. Venus-Pluto conjunction. It's a bit more intense there. So is that good or bad? It's not good or bad. Is it intense? Definitely. What is the purpose? Transformation. What is the purpose? Everything that is hidden. Everything that is beyond what you could say behind the surface. Everything that you've been bottling up, that has to do with friends, that has to do with your hopes and your wishes for the future, that you haven't been able to face, that is going to come up here, or has at least the opportunity to come up. And in itself, that's a good thing, because ultimately what Pluto wants is truth. Truthfulness, rawness, realness, and it's a bit black and white. It's a bit like a Venus in Scorpio that we're going to have, but a very long time. So it's quite deep. So it could be a friend that's going through a transformation. And that has an effect on you. That is also very transformative, because they are going through a little, that you could say, or some sort of a internal transformation. A part of them dies and gets reborn again, and that has an effect on you. So it could be that. It could be also happening with an objective that you have for the future, that there is this shift in what you wish for the future. So it's definitely going to be forwards and backwards, and first you think this and then you think something else. So it will wrap itself up around, as I said, the end of February. But expect a lot of your goals. And of course, we're having the new year as well. So it's definitely going to be for you to be advised that you take your time to set up these objectives, right? Now, the only thing that is a pitfall is control. So if you're trying to control too much a friend, or a friend tries to control you too much, or an objective that you're trying to force, it's not going to happen. So best thing is you do what you need to do, and the things that are out of your control, you let go of that. And that is called, that needs trust, of course. But that is exactly what is not going to be there initially. It is through a process, we can't say to each other, hey, trust a little bit more. It's such a yuck, right? I'll trust a little bit more. But that is a process that comes to you, it happens to you, that trust. It's through a cycle of sometimes even obsession, right? That you can have those little obsessions there. So ultimately you can let go of that. And something like that is happening for you in but in quite an enjoyable part of your horoscope. Again, this it could mean as well, for instance, if you're single, that a friend connection becomes a lover, for instance, or that there is something hidden there, feelings for each other that could be hidden, because Pluto represents taboo and represents what we don't show, or what is shadow. So that could be the case as well. Whatever it is, again, mind you of the fact that control is not the best option, because manipulation also not the best option. If you feel, could also happen to you, so that a friend tries to manipulate you, tries to convince you of, because Venus is about our values, that convince you of doing stuff that you don't want to do. And Pisceans, they can feel that very strongly, that they are fighting with that. Yeah, but hey, I want to keep the connection, but if I keep the connection, I have to transform. I have to do what I don't want to do, and this is not going to work here. And that's ultimately for the best. So having said that, thank you so much for watching, dear Pisceans. All the best to you, and see you next month. Bye bye.